Danny O'Brien's joining us on SEN Track, and we thank you, Danny, for your time. A big Caulfield Cup day, we hope, coming ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, look, it's always one of the great meetings of the year, Caulfield Cup Day, and really pleased that we've got young Berta lining up in the big race.
How do you think the horse has done since the Flemington run?
He's done really well. That was his second run for the spring, and we're happy with his performance in the Turnbull, and he seems to have improved out of it. He worked strongly here on Tuesday morning at Flemington on the course proper, and at the moment, everything looks really good for him.
What about the likelihood of a soft, or I'm hesitating saying heavy because it's Caulfield, but what about that sort of ground?
I don't think that'll worry him. He ran well in the AJC Derby on a soft track, and the only sort of concern would be if it got really, really wet. Heavy 9 or 10 would be uncharted territory for him, but anything drier than that, and I think he'd be okay.
And is it a time with a horse, Danny, like Youngworth, that it's their time? They develop a body into strength. Is it his time, do you think, right now? Look,
we hope so. He's a horse that was quite immature as a 3-year-old, and albeit we ran him in the BRC Derby and the AJC Derby, he didn't race a hell of a lot leading into those races. He was quite a slight, immature sort of 3-year-old. We were hoping he would develop into a bit stronger model as a 4-year-old, and it appears he has. And you still need to be stepping up. It's a reasonably big step from those Derby races into Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. So he seems to have come up in good shape, but he still needs to take up another step on Saturday.
It's a strange old year too, isn't it? 52, but the weights are so compressed. I don't know who's advantaged or who's not advantaged.
Yeah, you say that, but there's usually only 2 or 3 of them above sort of 55 and a half. Most of the horses are 55 and a half and below in both cups. But we are missing a traditional 57 or 58 top weight. But most of the horses are sort of around the weights that you expect to carry in these races.
Very much looking forward to seeing Kapalua Sunset again off what we saw at Kyneton, but it obviously is a step up into an ethereal over the 2000.
Yeah, lightly raced filly. She's been to the races twice, and she's probably got natural improvement to come out of what was an excellent win at Kyneton, and goes into a 2,000 metre 3-year-old fillies race, which is just perfect for her at this stage of her career. So hoping she can be in the finish there on Saturday.
Has she got the X factor, Danny?
She was very impressive at Kyneton, Andrew. You couldn't help but be excited when a filly lets go like that, and it also creates big expectations for next time they step out. So, but look, she's in really good shape, and certainly an ideal race for her at this stage of her career.
People like we watch these races and you think, gee, how good's that? We get a bit overexcited, Danny.
Well, to be fair, if you can't get excited, you shouldn't be in race.
No, exactly. What about the other filly, Al Patroness, coming through Flemington, the win in the Superimpose? How's she progressed?
Really well. I thought she was terrific the other day. She got left in front a long way out and was still really solid to the line. And again, getting out to 2,000 now is ideal for her. And she's had a great build-up. She's had 3 solid runs now, and she'll go to the races really fit on Saturday. And she has to take on the boys again. So she'll need to be at the top of her game. But I'm really pleased with where she's at.
I've got a text that's come through knowing that you were coming on, Danny, from a listener who has asked, at this stage, your best hope re Derby and Oaks. Does Saturday tell you a lot in regard to that?
I think it does, yeah. Look, we'll know a lot more after Kapalua runs again and El Patroness runs again. So there is a chance we'll run a filly in the Derby this year, given we've got 3 sort of nice Oaks fillies in Blackcomb, El Patroness and Kapalua Sunset, and they're all in the same ownership group. So it's a unique situation. But if we do run in the Derby, we'll sort of leave that as late as possible to work out which filly would run.
Okay. In regard to that same person who's texted in, what are you thinking with Miami Bound?
Look, we are going to go back to Moonee Valley. She won the Moonee Valley Cup for us last year. She was okay in the Barcummings. We were probably hoping for a bit better effort, but she's really in good order as far as physically. Her work's terrific, so we're going to try and go back and defend in the Moonee Valley Cup next Saturday.
You'd be hoping for similar weather too. She likes it a bit soft, doesn't she?
She does. No, we'd be very pleased if there was rain around at the end of next week.
Yeah, okay, we'll wait and see on that. It sounds like, you build these horses to this time of the year, Danny, and you've just got to touch wood every time they work and things like that. But you're building horses, for Oaks and Derbies and Cups on Saturday. It's what it's all about.
Yeah, look, we love the middle distance and staying sort of horses, and as you say, it's a 2 or 3 year build with them sometimes to get that cardio and get that ability to run strongly in these races, and they can still all go wrong even in the last few days. So we've got a few of them there on Saturday that are in a good spot and hoping they can deliver for us.
Oh, I tell you something, I'm going to bring you down. You mentioned its name earlier. How unlucky was Blackcomb in Adelaide?
Yeah, it wasn't what we were hoping for, but to be fair to Baron Vorster, it certainly wasn't his fault. It was just a race of no tempo at all, and she was in a beautiful spot, but it just didn't open up for her. So the good thing is she probably didn't have a hard trip away or a hard run, and she's pulled up well, so you'll see her again in the Wakeful Stakes on Derby Day.
Okay. One last one, embolism. Is it a case of being gelded that's really just brought the horse along?
Look, he was very good in the Australian Guineas as a colt. He ran fourth and was beaten less than a length. So, he wasn't too far off the mark there as a 3-year-old. We've been really pleased with his 2 runs back this time in, and hoping with a rating like he's got now that he could win, potentially the handicap mile, the Cantala on Derby Day. But he's a Shamus Award too, and most of the Shamus Awards get better as they get older.
He ends up 5th, but he was a good 5th. He was out there really trying his heart out over that last 100 metres or so. Danny, we appreciate your time after track work this morning. Good luck on Saturday, particularly at Caulfield.
Thanks, Andrew.
Wood tends to buckle and bend under the Aussie sun, but not with Q-Tech. See, unlike other wood coatings that only protect the surface of the wood, Q-Tech gets right inside to nourish and protect it. Order your free Q-Tech sample today at cutek.com.au.